Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nursalsabila Putri Hana. I'm from Class D English Literature Faculty of Cultural Sciences of Malawiman University. And now I want to explain about an author of English literature history, William Shakespeare. So this is the table of contents. The first is chapter 1 is about introduction, chapter 2 biography of author, chapter 3 the works, chapter 4 the selected work, chapter 5 conclusion, and the last references. Introduction. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon, or simply the Bard. Next, the biography of the author. William Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, England in April 1564. The exact date of his birth is not recorded, but it is most often celebrated around the world on April 23rd. Shakespeare's baptism is recorded in Paris Register at Holy Trinity Church, Stratford-upon-Avon, on Wednesday, April 26, 1564. Baptism typically took place within 3 days of a new arrival, and parents were instructed by the prayer book to ensure that uh, their children were baptized no later than the first Sunday of after birth. This means that it's unlikely that Shakespeare was born any earlier than the previous Sunday, April 23rd. Given that 3 days would be a reasonable interval between birth and baptism, April 23rd has therefore come to be celebrated as his birthday. When William was born, John and Mary were living on Harley Street, Stratford-upon-Avon, in the house now known as Shakespeare's birthplace. Shakespeare also died on April 23rd in 1616 when he was 52 years old. William Shakespeare was the eldest son of John and Mary Shakespeare. John Shakespeare was a glove maker who married Mary Arden, the daughter of a farmer from the nearby village of Wilmcote. When William was born in 1564, his parents had already lost two infant daughters. John died within the first few weeks of her life, and Margaret died a year after she was born. William's younger siblings were Gilbert, John, Anne, Richard, and Edmund. And then at the age of 18, William married Anne Hathaway, a young woman from the village of Shortwick, just outside Stratford-upon-Avon. William and Anne Shakespeare had three children. Susanna was born 6 months after their marriage, followed by twins Judith and Hamnet in 1585, and then Hamnet died at 11 years old. And then the works. Altogether, Shakespeare's work include 38 plays, two narrative poems, 154 sonnets, and a variety of other poems. No original manuscript of Shakespeare's plays are known to exist today. It is actually thanks to a group of actors from Shakespeare Company that we have about half of the plays at all. They collected them for publication of the Shakespeare Guide, preserving the plays. These writings were brought together in what is known as the first volume. Folio refers to the size of the paper used. It contains 36 of his plays, but none of his poetry. And then the selected work I have choose is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. So this is the intrinsic elements. The title is Romeo and Juliet. The theme is about love. Plot is forward. Point of view, the person on mission. And the characters are Prince Escalus, Mr. Montague, Mr. Capulet, Mrs. Capulet, Romeo, Juliet, Juliet's nanny, and Pastor Lawrence. And this is the characterization. First, Prince Escalus. He is wise, fair, and honest. And then Mr. Montague, good, unyielding to the enemy and selfish. Mr. Capulet, firm, unyielding to the enemy and selfish. Mrs. Capulet, attentive, kind, gentle. Romeo was wise, kind, self-sacrificing, easily desired by love, fragile heart, gentle, and courteous. And the last is Juliet, gentle, commonable, honorable, self-sacrificing, very fragile heart. And then the background setting. First is Verona. Verona is a provincial city in the Veneto region in northern Italy. And then in Juliet's house in Mantua, Perch, Capulet's family's funeral. And then the atmosphere is sad, happy, tense. And the message of this word is match, life, and death is God's secret. Love is a gift from God that gives happiness to everyone in it. Because of that, to get love requires sacrifice and struggle, but actually everything has rules. Rules are made for good. If the big sacrifice made is for greater happiness, why not do it? So if love is to be fought for, don't break the rules. Remember, human love is not as eternal as God's love, and selfishness causes nothing but evil. And then the last is conclusion. In general, William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet reflect real life. The story told in the novel is very familiar with our lives, namely the problem of love. Shakespeare is good at packing ideas with a very interesting choice of words and language style. In a literary work, there are elements that build the work itself. These elements can make a story have integration. The element in question are intrinsic elements and extrinsic elements. The values contained in Romeo and Juliet's work include hedonic values, artistic values, sociocultural values, ethical, moral, religious, and practical values. Every literary work must be able to have a positive influence on its readers, as well as Romeo and Juliet's work by William Shakespeare. I think that's all from me. I'm sorry if many mistakes. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.